I'm gonna be doing something I've never done before. Now I know what you're thinking. Hank, please don't sit on the turbo for a really, really long time again. And you're in luck. Nope, I'm not gonna be doing that. So I thought, as I've got a bit more time on my hands, I could get a little bit creative, do something I've never done before, and venture into the world of bike building. The interesting thing though is that I'm not gonna build a normal bike. No, I'm gonna build something called a tall bike. I know what you're thinking. You're scratching your head going, what on earth is Hank on about? What is a tall bike? And no, it's not that. That's Connor's bike. He's tall, he's riding a big bike, but it's not a tall bike. And if I'm gonna be really honest, I didn't know what a tall bike was. I'm gonna try and weld two bikes together to create my own little tall bike. So there we have it. My sketch of the bike I'm going to create. So I'm gonna chop the rear triangle off, connect the forks to the bars, weld there, and then I'm gonna use a chain system going from the main chain ring, so the big chain ring to the main chain ring, the big chain ring of the bottom bike, and also have the inner ring going to the back. So there we have two chains going at the same time. Hope that's all gonna work. In theory it should. Right, let's go and have a go, shall we? I did have a look at my Pinarello and my Orbea. But then again, I think if I welded those two together, one, it's not gonna work because they're both carbon, and two, I might just get fired. Right, so I know what you're thinking. Where am I gonna be doing all my cutting, chopping, welding, creating? That is all happening in my garden shed. It's a modest garden shed. Small, but small things can be very effective. And I also need to go and tidy it out before I start working, so bear with me on that as well. So I've cleared my shed. Now I've got to go and look for two donor bikes, steel bikes. Now this is the beauty I have found. This is a Rally Trail 3000. No idea the age of it. All I know is that it's steel. It's got an old Shimano drive chain. But yeah, so that is my first bike. Let me introduce you to this second bike. And this is it. Just how I found it. That is my giant Tarago. Dating back to I have no idea. It's slightly smaller than the Rally, so it should do nicely to sit on top of that Rally. It's steel, so that's an absolute plus, so it means I can weld it together. I'm gonna start stripping this bike because this, well, I'm basically gonna cut it there, or maybe not. I might try and attach that to the bars of the Rally. But I'm gonna strip it, take the wheels off, clean it up a bit, and see what it looks like. I'm not sure I'm gonna need a mud guard or the brake calipers. So I think this is what I'm looking for. I have a feeling that's gonna do the job. Woo! Now that don't need that anymore. So now all I've got to do is chop the top of the forks off, and then I should be in business. Right, I've now got a smaller one, so hopefully I can tidy up what I've chopped. Plus, I'm enjoying doing this. Right, so that's a little tidier. I've taken off the rear stays. So I've taken off the whole rear triangle. And now, what I'm trying to do now, if it stays there, is weld where the rear chainstays were to the top of the seat post. That way I can put the seat post up and down to make sure it's level. And then what I'm also gonna try and do is weld the forks to the bars, chop the bars off. So I guess now's the time where I go and hunt for a welding machine. Then I quickly learn how to weld. Now, I haven't done an awful lot of welding in my time, but it's gonna be a steep learning curve. Attaching bike 1 to bike 2, giant to rally. It's gonna be called Giant Alley. Made up with that on the spot. Right, how hard can it be? Right, first thing I've learned about welding is that you gotta take the shiny bit off and bring it back to raw metal. Might not be the neatest, but we're looking good. So, I found some wheels. These are actually my old wheels off my old team bikes back circa 2-3 years ago. Hello, Deeble. Deeble's come to help me out. I don't know if she wants cuddles. Right, yeah, right, these are the wheels that I've got. All I've got to do now is pump them up. It's taking all my strength just to hold the bike up. Wheels are on. Got no brakes, but I reckon we're good to go for our first test ride. Right, I'm out my garden, and this is the first run. Now, I haven't yet learned how to get on a tall bike yet, so for now, I'm going to be using a big block of concrete. Here he goes. Right, it's going to need a bit of a push off. 3, 2, 1. Oh. I'm up with the clouds. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is terrifying. Oh. Picking up speed, into the tree. I realised I've got no brake. I made it into a runoff. Now I would call that a great success. No chain yet, no gears and no brakes, but I've got a nice grassy runoff and I survived it. I survived the first test. My welding wasn't so up to scratch. So, as I was riding it, I came a bit loose. So, a bit more welding to be done, I think. So what I'm doing here is attaching another sleeve to it so it can sit in the seat post of the first bike, and we should create a better attachment to the top bike. So at the moment I'm cutting a little groove into the middle of the piping, so hopefully the bit of steel that sits on that second bike can sit in here and we can weld over the top, which gives a stiffer and more secure footing. There we go, I've got a nice footing for that top bike, so hopefully it won't come off. Now I just need to weld over the top. Job's a good one. Right, Deeble, now we need to try and work out some brakes. Hey, say hello to camera. Say hello to camera. bit more grinding done, so I've cut down the top bars, and I'm hopefully gonna find some bar ends so then I don't get caught on there. The one thing I am thinking is how on earth I'm gonna be riding this, but more importantly, how am I gonna get up to the second bike without having a big block? So with that in mind, I'm gonna use a bit of the bar end that I've just cut up, and I'm gonna create a little ladder, a bit like what we used for the penny farthings. And talking about penny farthings, I'm then gonna change the saddle. And the time is up. Yep, I have finished. With a few hours in the dark, I managed to just add on some extra little bits, make it look as nice as possible. Right, without further ado, let's do the big reveal. To be honest, I'm pretty stoked with that. The trouble is, getting down is not so easy. It's really not that easy. But at the moment, I feel pretty good. I also feel like I belong in the circus. My tool bike is complete. And to be honest, I'm pretty proud of it. Okay, it's got its rough edges, it's rusty chain, and the chain doesn't quite fit my new cassette at the back. And it doesn't run as smoothly as my Pinarello or the Obeya. But nevertheless, it's got its quirks. It's heavy, weighs about a ton, and it takes a while to get up. But once you're up, it's dreaming. It's like being up with the birds. You've got to watch out for the trees though, that is one thing you've got to look out for. But for one day hard work in the garden shed with a welder and a grinder and 2 bikes from a skip, this is what you can create.